Howdy y'all. Today I'm talking about pallets. It's gonna be a very interesting video, a little bit different. Let's get to it. Alright, so pallets. I have many uses for pallets, several which are for woodworking. There's two different categories I have for woodworking. One is actually using the material, which I hardly ever do for a woodworking project. It can be done, but there's also in that same category using them for jigs, using them as shims, using them for spacers in between things. You can use the wood for all kinds of stuff. You can scrap out part of the 2x4 pieces if you're trying to wedge something in somewhere. Just need a 2x4 block in a piece. These other pieces, they work great for just trying to finagle something right in there. It doesn't matter if they get cut up, all that good stuff. But also for my woodworking equipment, I love using pallets. What I do is I go to Lowe's or Home Depot and I get the heavy duty wheels caster sets, and I'll buy 4 of them at least per set. So I put it on here and I can wheel my tools around. I'll bolt down the tools to the pallet, and that way I can move them out, because I live in Los Angeles. I don't have much space. The garage is packed full of tools, and whenever I need to use something, I need to move half the garage out. And I used to do that by hand carrying boxes and all kinds of crap outside. I mean, it's not crap that I have, it's just you gotta haul it. After a while, it's just you're hauling crap. So that gets very old. I've done that for many years and it gets very old. It gets very tiring. But one thing eventually got to was making some dollies and putting the casters on there. But then I was driving through some industrial areas and there's pallets right there. All you have to do is pick up a pallet, put some casters on it, and you're done. You don't even have to make anything. It's already done. If you need to shorten it down, you can cut some pieces off. You can cut a couple lengths off, do whatever. You can modify it however you want, but they work great as long as it's a good pallet. There are some very dingy pallets, but there's also some amazing pallets. I've gotten some amazing pallets that barely fit in the bed of a truck because they're huge and great material. They're oak, not even pine 2x5s. They're solid pieces of oak. I believe they're 2x6s. Was one of the better pallets I got about a few months ago, and it was fantastic. I've been able to use it for all kinds of things. So I highly recommend, if y'all are looking for that, go to an industrial area. If you're in a big city such as me, I live in Los Angeles, so there's stuff like this sitting everywhere as long as you know where to look. It's not going to be necessarily right on the street. Sometimes it's in the middle of the road because someone loses it. But in a lot of industrial areas, they will leave these pallets out to be tossed or recycled. Now, if they're recycling, I would advise not to take it because that's still their property. If it's by the dumpster or in a dumpster, it's to be trashed. And I normally ask if it's going to be trashed, or if I see it hanging out of a dumpster, I'll go back and get it out of a dumpster. I love dumpster diving. I can get all kinds of amazing stuff just by climbing into dumpsters and get good pallets out. Unused wire, all kinds of amazing things in good areas. I'm not digging for food, I don't do that. But that's two great things that can be done with pallets. And a lot of folks think you have to be in an industrial area, a big city such as myself, to find these, and that's not true. In small towns, you have to ship these things back sometimes, unless there's specific room to be shipped back. Once you get a shipment for a small business in a small town, it costs quite a bit of money to have these sent back somewhere, because the delivery truck doesn't want to have to deal with extra pallets just sitting around. So they toss them. They don't send them back because it does cost money, oddly enough, just to send a pallet back for some businesses. So they'll just toss them out in the back, and they're in small town alleyways just ready to be thrown to the dumpster, literally. So there's plenty of small towns that just throw out their pallets, and it's a good place to get them just in alleyways, whether it be little strip malls, little small businesses, big industrial areas, warehouses. They're throwing them out. If they're missing a plank, they don't send them back to be fixed after a while. They just throw them out. Manufacturing plants, they throw these out all the time. So I advise, if you're going industrial area, drive around a little bit. Look for these that are just stacked up or hanging out of a dumpster ready to be thrown away. Make sure it will be thrown away, not just recycled, because then you're stealing at that point. But I love grabbing pallets on the side of the road. I do have other uses other than woodworking with them, but I did want to mention that because it's been very helpful. I put all kinds of tools and equipment on here, and it just really helps a lot with moving stuff in and out of the garage onto the driveway. Again, I don't have much room, so having casters on here with the wheels just moving in and out, it's a breeze compared to what I used to do. I'm so happy I do that. So just a little helpful tip for a woodworking shop. I would advise maybe to try it, because we've all seen the little dollies at Lowe's, Home Depot, Harbor Freight with the wheels, and it costs a decent amount of money. It's not super expensive, but if you buy a set of the little wheels and casters there, that some of them can just go straight, some of them have brakes on it, some can be 360-degree wheels on it. I have at least 3 pallets I'm going to be doing that to somewhat soon. I can add that on the channel if y'all would like that, but I would highly advise considering that, because it makes it so much easier in confined spaces. Just move stuff out, be able to get to your tools, roll your tools out so you have more space. It's in an area that the air is moving around, so that way you're not stuck in the garage with all kinds of dust and it's closed off. I really enjoy using this, so I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts. Do you already do something like this? You're gonna try it? Let me know if you do try it. I'm curious to hear what y'all think and how it works for y'all shop, and I'll see y'all in the next video.